1965, October 1st. A random SWAT vehicle started running out of control and crashed into a building.
Although most people think that it's an accident, some people think that the driver was doing it on purpose.
(2017) A random car crashed in the middle of the road. Luckily, the police officer found it. It was near Main Street in Bricksville. This was a weird sighting for the police, but they found some footage inside the car. This footage had some weird car with flames coming out of it drive-through. Then the guy started driving, and
Bricksville police were confused, so they got a detective to do the case.
This is Detective Bob. He is going to do this case.
As he was watching the footage, he paused at the car. This car looked like a van, but also Detective Bob thought that it looked like a 1960s SWAT vehicle. The only footage that he had of this car was this one. He paused it at the exact moment that he could see the car. He zoomed in and see that the car looked similar to the car in the video. As you can tell, they look super similar, but with no other evidence, the case was closed. That was until another sighting. Another footage was found inside this car, but this time it was different. This one had a lot to show, including the car. They're shooting gunshots on the street, and then you see the van. Right at this scene, they can see the car. The detective was right. It looks super similar to the SWAT vehicle. It seems in a lot of damage, but another thing, it looked like it was modified. There are some spikes in front of it, and also they added a gun and a flamethrower. Clearly they didn't mean to hit it, but also they destroyed half of their car. The truck's front seemed to be damaged. But then there was no more further evidence until 2 days later. This car was found crashed. It did not have any footage, but a house near it. But luckily the neighbors next door had some footage to show us. This guy came out of the car. We have never seen this guy, but he was driving the vehicle. There's another car this time, but a security guard caught the footage. As we can see, the car is on fire. Now, we think it had to be done by the car. Detectives were going to investigate the burnt car. But when they got there, the car was missing. They didn't have any security footage of this missing, so they did not know what happened. But they were very confused. There was no suspects around, nobody. The detective was driving home one day, but then this happened. Also, the fire from the detective's car was extinguished. They go outside of their investigation house, and they see their cars have been set on fire and exploded. So, they go to check their footage. It had to be speed up because it took way too long until this happened. But then they see the same guy from the owner of the van. This tells us the guy does not want us to solve his case. And he knows these detectives are gonna solve the case. Next morning, we found a police car with a guy and another guy burnt to a crisp. We watched the security footage on the house. The police officer might have known something, so that's why they killed him. They found another piece of footage. This time, it was by a police officer, an undercover one. As we can see, another guy is handing a piece of money to the driver. We can see a car with a stack of money near it. This car is a Crown Victoria. They are not common in this town, so we have our evidence. Try to look through the town for white Crown Victorias. The footage eventually cuts out. The driver says he doesn't know how. This undercover cop vehicle found the white car driving towards this house. They found the burnt car in the house. So, they have enough evidence to send SWAT into their house. This dude has a rocket launcher! As we can tell, these people were prepared for this. We don't know how or why, but it just happened, and there is a lot of things going on. Now at this part, the truck and the driver comes. The only thing is that it's not the same guy from last time. It's the guy who gave him the money. This tells us the guy who gave him the money is the owner of this truck, or van. Now the guy dies. The vehicles were loaded on a truck. The Crown Victoria went into the grinder. And the SWAT vehicle was put in at an old Air Force base.